dress the stars on Empire, and it would later turn into something even bigger for her.
We introduce you to Jermikko, who has now seen many of her dreams become reality.
I've been doing this on my own for 36 years.
Jermikko Shoshana is already a trailblazer.
I had a lot of people tell me, you're not going to be around. You can't do this, lady.
So she's been working her way up to something big ever since. Growing up in New Orleans, she remembers one day tearing up her grandmother's white church uniform, taking it down to the river and dyeing it with the red mud.
I gave her uniform. She looked at it, and she didn't say a word. She just put it on. And my grandmother's friends saw her come in, they went, Julia, what you got on? My grandmother said, hush, my grandbaby made me this. But that's when I knew I had something. It was okay for Granny, had to be okay for everybody else.
And the rest is her story, so to speak. She's built her own brand, designing clothes for individual clients.
Look at the lining.
She let me model a few. Some of her coats have even made their way to the small screen.
When the series was out with Della Reese, Touch Mine Angel, I used to see a lot of my coats on her.
But she's always dreamed of opening a retail store on the Mag Mile. She opened a boutique in the shops at Northbridge.
I had a friend come in one day and she says, do you realize, are there any African Americans on Madison Avenue? And I said, I don't know. Well, they're not. Are there any on Rodeo Drive? I said, well, I don't think so. Well, they're not. But you know what? We got one right down here on the Mag Mile. And I thought, yeah. But you know, I'm getting so tired of being the first.
A few months in, she got a visit from a former costume designer for a show that was starting called Empire.
I guess she wanted something for Taraja because they looked at coats and jackets.
That costume designer moved on before Jermikko could get her clothes on Empire, but she'd later be hired by Spike Lee to shop for one of the stars in his upcoming movie Chiraq. But she wouldn't tell Jermikko who that was.
Finally, I get this message from her one day that says, you can shout it from the mountaintop. Your things are being worn by Angela Bassett. And I went, yeah, I met her. She's a cool lady.
Jermikko has since left Northbridge, but continues to work out of her warehouse, filling orders for clients like Macy's and Nordstrom. Her self-built empire continues to grow, and she has advice for young designers working to build theirs.
No, it's not an option. You know, you have to put the ego aside, and sometimes you have to put up with some things you don't want to put up. But you have to keep your eye on the goal, and you always have to put God first.
You'll see her designs on Angela Bassett when Chiraq is released, which is expected later this year. And did you see those bags that were on the counter there? Those, she calls her, like, status bags. They tell your marital status as you shop.
Listening to her talk, you can see why she's so successful.
She is.
I mean, just her attitude. And what a great personality.
Very positive. Yes,
awesome.
Well, don't make plans Sunday night.